You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning news.
Rescue crews are frantically digging through pancake buildings this morning in eastern Turkey after that powerful quake. The 7.2 shaker in that area hit an area on the border with Iran, which is very prone to earthquakes.
ABC's Alex Marquardt is traveling to the quake region now and joins us live from Turkey. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Yunji and Rob. That's right. We're on our way to Van in eastern Turkey near the border with Iran, which was the epicenter of yesterday's quake, 7.2, as you mentioned. Rescue teams have been working furiously, digging around the clock to try and rescue those that are still caught beneath the rubble. We're hearing horrible stories coming out of the region of shouting heard below the surface while people dug with their bare hands to try and rescue them. There are more than 1,000 rescue teams now in the area trying to rescue those that have survived. There were two main towns that were hit, Van and Ercis, where more than 100 buildings were completely flattened. The Minister of the Interior said that around 40 buildings still have people trapped inside of them. The death toll now is a lot higher, since there are a lot of little villages in this part of the country along that border with Iran that have yet to report in. Now, as you mentioned briefly, Turkey is notoriously seismic. There were two earthquakes in 1999 that were a magnitude 7. Those killed 18,000 people. And this part of the country is where most of those earthquakes are experienced. Turkey sits on top of a number of fault lines, and this earthquake was quite shallow. So now, almost 24 hours after that quake struck, many are indeed fearing the worst.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Alex. And we understand that many of the buildings fell during the quake, trapping, of course, hundreds of people. Tell us a little bit about those building codes, what kind of materials they're using, and what it's really like there when it comes to earthquakes.
Well, that's right. A lot of people this morning and yesterday are pointing to relatively lax building codes. It's not that they don't exist; they do, and they're quite stringent, on par with some that we might find in the States. They're just routinely ignored, and buildings are built poorly, out of poor material, poor construction, and there's little enforcement. So that's the concern now: is that a lot of those little villages that would ignore these building codes are going to start reporting back with a high number of casualties. So that's the main thing we're going to be watching today.
It's going to be a sobering few weeks in that country. Thank you, Alex, again reporting live from Turkey this morning.